The Army Painter is my favorite hobby company in the entire world. My desk is literally full of Army Painter products, and it takes me from being an average painter to putting above tabletop standard models out into the tournament scene. Not only that, but the Army Painter has sponsored more competitive play than any other hobby company in the industry. They allow us to keep doing the things that we do. If you enjoy the Army Painter as much as I do, head over to thearmypainter.com where you can use the discount code ARTOFWAR5 to get a discount on your next order.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another exciting Art of War live stream. We are here to celebrate my two favorite holidays, Grotmas and Slatemas.
What a day. They have met in the middle. Slate is out. The MFM is out.
Goodness.
What an exciting day.
Absolutely. It is a good time to be a Warhammer 40k player.
Really is. Also, just like all the other stuff that was happening. Did you see the new Secret Level show?
I did.
It was so good.
I went and watched yesterday. I'm going to be honest. I feel like if I didn't know Warhammer, I might get a little lost on that one.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So today, we're going to be talking about the Munitorum Field Manual.
Absolutely. Today we're talking about the new updated MFM. Of course, if you want to hear about the updated balance patch, Nick and Richard already kind of talked about that this morning, so you can go find that on our channel, which means, of course, that if you like this content, you got to like the content. Share with your friends, leave a comment. That is really helpful for us as well. If you subscribe to the channel, you're going to get notified when we go live, because not only did we go live this morning to talk about the balance data slate, we're also going live in an hour and in 3 hours, because we're doing 4 live streams today, and I'm on all of them for the rest of this.
Huzzah.
Yeah. So we are really, really excited. Of course, we have some extremely cool things coming up. And honestly, new update. It's always exciting in the house.
Very exciting.
So yeah, let's just dive into it, shall we?
We shall indeed.
All right.
Okay.
So we've got an updated MFM. It feels like most of the changes that they made were in the data
in
slate.
the slate and presumably in the new detachments, because this is one of the lighter MFMs we've seen.
Yeah, I'd say so. Feels like it's like an October MFM.
I agree.
Then they just like slapped a balanced data slate on, which is
hold
fine.
on. Can we just like come together and give thanks to the Gods of Games Workshop for putting in red what went up, in green one went down, and then the number of points that it went up by.
Yeah.
John,
putting the change in.
Do you remember when the MFM was just the points and you had to like sort through and see what changed?
I remember like it would go live and I wouldn't even read it because I would wait an hour for like Goonhammer to run the comparison.
Yeah.
Because you could like take the docs, but I didn't know how to do that.
No.
Yeah, no, this is a good change. So we start off with Adepta Sororitas.
Yep.
And only 2 points nerfs, being the Castigator and the Exorcist.
So, yeah, the big changes to the Sisters were the Miracle Dice changes and the changes to Springer Flame. These points changes are reasonable.
Yeah.
The Castigator should have been 170 the whole time. I think the Exorcist is a little punitive, and I'm okay with that. I think at 2 times the point, you probably don't take 3 anymore because it's just so many points.
That's what I wanted.
But I think and everyone breathed a sigh of relief seeing those things go away.
Sisters players didn't want it. Everyone else didn't want to play against it. Let's just...
Yeah, the Exorcist can stay on my shelf and it's fine.
Yeah, that's everyone liked that.
The Castigator, you still take 3.
Yep, the Castigator's still great.
If it goes up more, though, you really start to consider not taking them.
I
170 is reasonable, but like it's not undercosted.
I think 170 is perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think... like it's a very good tank that I would still take several of, but it's okay to have good tanks.
Yeah,
right? Because otherwise there's no tanks. And
the battle tank is good, like leaving battle tank. Like, the tanks that are good, I think it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 170 is perfectly reasonable, especially with the burners.
I actually think Sisters are in a very reasable spot right now.
Just healthy.
Yeah, just healthy.
That's all you want. All right. After Sisters, we see Adeptus Custodes. Couple changes here. Both nerfs, but
Yeah. So the bikes go up in cost. They also got wildly better.
Oh my god, I have a Custodes list I'm so excited for right now.
Yeah.
Shield Captain on Jet Bike and the Virtus Praetors went up, and that's just okay.
I think these models are still outstanding. This just brings them in line with like not being bananas.
I don't think they went up enough.
Probably didn't.
It's like 5 points. No, so it's hard because the bikes were objectively terrible.
They were horrible, yeah.
But it's weird to look at it and say like, okay, on the one hand, we are paying 5 points for the gun to be like infinitely better, +1 toughness, +1 wound.
Yeah.
but they were
Bad before.
So
Yeah.
maybe it is enough. Maybe it's fine.
I think it's probably fine. I mean, like, they went from being terrible to being like a really interesting dynamic unit. So
one thing that I'm a little wary of here is that the shield captain now costs 10 points more than 2 bikes. And a shield captain is very good.
yes.
But I think I would just take 2 bikes.
Man, 9 bikes is not that expensive.
It is not that much.
That they do slam.
They be shooting and scooting.
Yeah. Also, the mortals are. It's like average like 6 mortals, right?
Yeah, it's actually useful now.
Ooh, what a fun time.
Yeah, it's tricky. Some good stuff. Admech, the Castle and Robot got cheaper.
They're probably still not great.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're fine. Yeah.
I think that. Yeah, what? I mean, I think the Castle and robots are like kind of fine in the.
They were like the pinnacle of mediocre.
I don't even know if they were at mediocre, man. They might have been. They were below average.
I think if you built your army around them, they were mediocre.
Yes.
Like if you give them all the buffs, they were merely okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, them getting cheaper seems reasonable, but there's nothing else in there.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. And we are going to skip Titanicus. Eldar, am I correct that Eldar got no...
They got no changes whatsoever. My assumption is Games Workshop has already confirmed that there's a codex coming sometime relatively soon. Early next year. With some gorgeous models. I'm so excited. But I'm going to assume that a lot of these changes are going to wait for that.
Yeah, I think that's... At this point, I feel like if there's a codex coming soon, you shouldn't bother nerfing an army. Even if they deserve it. Like Eldar is who I'm talking about here, obviously. Right? Like they've already announced an Eldar codex. You don't need to nerf them. Anyways, here's Guard. So lots of red on the ledger for Guard. It's a lot of like small changes. So Hellhound's up 10. Annoying, but okay. The Cadians went up 5. Hilariously unnecessary. Catachan's up 10, I guess. So they made Cadians and Catachans and Deathcore all the same cost. So you just kind of take Deathcore now.
Yeah.
They're the better one. You get an extra special weapon and you heal guys. And it's like,
that does seem better.
Yeah, I'll just do that one. That's fine. Guardsmen are guardsmen.
But yeah.
The Chimera going up 15, in my opinion, just completely kills it. That's the only thing that I think is like actually just dead from this.
Wow, it costs more than a Rhino now.
Yes, but like the Torox is 65.
Oh.
It's not that I wouldn't pay 85 for a Chimera. It's that I would not pay 20 more than a Torox for a Chimera.
Can the Torox hold 10 models?
It holds 12.
Oh, Torox holds 12?
Yeah.
It's like this big.
And you fit 12 guardsmen.
It's the size of like a Twinkie.
And so are guardsmen.
Okay.
We fit a lot of guardsmen in this Twinkie. Yeah, no, it's the Chimera at 85 is not a terrible transport.
Yeah.
It's just not 20 points better than a Torox.
Torox holds 12 models?
It's a transport, dude.
I would have bet $100 it holds 6.
Well, in that case, hold on, folks. Are you sure?
No.
Because maybe it does hold 6. Maybe I have to check.
No, if you say it holds 12, then I'm going to believe
12.
you.
I mean, guardsmen don't really have 5-man units. So
that's fair.
What am I going to put inside that? Rattlings?
Maybe a combat squads? I don't know.
There's no combat squads here. No, it just holds 12. Apparently. So I think that all this is like the Catachan in Chimera package is now a Catachan in Torox package, and that means it went up 5 points. It is more fragile. It is also faster, and you can advance and disembark. So you can really zip.
Tiny, so you can like put it into ruin corners and stuff really easily.
And it's 2 inches faster. It moves 12. Chimera's 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It doesn't shoot as hard. It's not as tough. It doesn't have open topped. But like 20 points cheaper.
Yeah, sure is.
That's it right there. Ghosts went up 10. Reasonable. Leontis went up 25.
You still take them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, I don't know why I would. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You just eat that. I mean, at the end of the day, like Ogryn went up on a 6-man, which is hilariously unnecessary. I only saw Ogryns in 3-mans, and I also didn't see them competitively.
No.
Like
I played one squad at one guy at World who had 3 squads of 3, and they were pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know why 6s went up. And yes, Leontis went up, and also they changed his rule, so he can only order a squad regiment, which to me is a massive nerf to Ogryn. All right, unpopular opinion. I know now's probably not the time. I think Bulgrin should have gone down in the slate. Because they can't be ordered by Leontis anymore.
That's fair. That actually is a huge change.
I mean, 220 for Bulgrin that don't get orders is just see and never.
Yeah.
Like absolutely never.
We just like move 6 now.
They just move 6. And like that's fine. But 220 is too much for that unit without orders.
Mm-hmm.
other than that, we just saw the Scions go up. So like if we look at like a good guard list, like my worlds list, for example, this went up 20. So 20 for the Aquilon, so 40, then 60 here, 85 with Solar, so 95 with this Hellhound, and then I went up 30 points. So what was I at? I was at 95? All right, so 95 plus 30 for these Catachans. We're at 125 plus 30 here. So we're at 155 up.
That's not crazy.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to find 40 of those points immediately by turning my 2 Chimeras into... And like at that point, it's like, like I have to cut like a decent unit. Like I cut like an Aquilon squad, turn my Chimeras into Torox, and the list goes on. Yeah. Maybe I have to like fix 5 points here and there. I don't know. But
did they change the Hydra?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Hydra.
No. Wow. Hydras they're not very good. It's like, come on, there's like 7 guard lists in the top 16 and like 6 of them didn't take Hydras. So.
Oh no. Not the Hydra.
Look, someone has to save you from our Necron overlords.
That's true. That's true.
You're gonna be grateful that there's a Hydra out there to get ready for you. I mean, these guard nerfs, like they're noticeable. You're gonna feel them. Also, you see rules changes in the form of Leontis and the Aquilons. So like guard took a hit, but it wasn't a death blow.
No, not at all.
Like it's just good. Yeah. Just I still think guard are a perfectly fine army.
Yeah, 100%.
Some of the cheap stuff went up, and that's understandable because guard was probably fitting a little bit too much on the list. And fair call, honestly.
Yeah, your lists were like it was like 3 extra units.
Well, there's 1 less unit now, so
let me complain, John. let me be vindictive.
Fine. All right, that's it for guard. I mean, I'm genuinely as the guard player not mad about that at all.
Black Templars.
The Repulsor and the Repulsor Executioner went down proportional because they were just like
they were paying too much for 1 multi-melta.
Yeah. It was weird because like an Impulsor paid 10 points for a multi-melta, but a Repulsor paid 20 points for the multi-melta. Yeah, it was just inconsistent. So now both Repulsor platforms are 10 points more than the vanilla equivalent to get a multi-melta. And that is extremely realistic. Just extremely, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll hit all the super chats at the end, folks, by the way. So really appreciate super chats. I mean, not a ton of changes. Oh, here we go. We've got Blood Angels. I think these were all good changes.
I agree.
Ragefield Warrior being 10 points, like, actually made me mad.
It was wild.
I still think you take it.
100%. What is this? Saintage 3?
Yeah, it's sus 3.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Crazy town. Mephiston up. I have heard people apologize for Mephiston and tell me that he's not actually that good, and they've all been liars. They're all liars.
I've never actually been impressed with Mephiston.
All right. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I don't believe you. Liar. Right there, folks. You can spot him a mile away. Or, 12 inches away.
Yeah, 12 inches away. Yeah. Sanguinary Grid going down, that's probably fine. They were a little...
Yeah, the data sheet is very good. They are an investment.
Yes.
So a little bit down, I don't mind. If I had my way here, I think I would have a 3-man be less than half the cost of a 6-man.
I could see that.
Yeah, like I think the 3-man could be like 125. And it'd be totally fine. Yeah, just minor tweaks to Blood Angels, all very reasonable. I mean, if you were taking Mephiston and Sangard, your list went neutral. And I think that's just very okay.
Yep.
Now we've got Chaos Demons.
So Bloodletters.
Tweaks, just a few. Bloodletters down 10. We know that there's some new detachments coming.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Screamers up 10 per 3. And
but their jaws got
way better. I don't know what their jaws used to be, if I'm being really honest.
It was like 3 attacks that hit on 4s at like 622.
Yeah. Now it's damage 3, anti-big stuff 4+. Is that right?
Hitting on 3s.
And hitting on 3s.
Yeah, they're okay, like
so
way
we got
better.
like 3 different buffs.
Yeah.
That's totally worth it. This is not a unit you saw a lot of, but I think it's something demons need more of. Just like a little skirmishy melee. That's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I think you're happy to pay those 10 points.
Yeah, 100%. So, the jaws like actually can crack around.
Nice for demons, but they're really waiting on
what their detachments bring.
Yeah. The plural is going to be wild because you got a lot of chances for a good one. All right, Chaos Knights.
Chaos Knights.
This has me excited.
Ooh, tell me about it.
So the Executioner, Huntsman, and Stalker went down 5 to 10 points each, which is fine. The Executioner being 130 means it is noticeably cheaper than the other dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That is the point where I might take like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
They're still not like great. But I also think that all of the AP1 gun pieces got
Become much more
better
interesting.
with Armor of Contempt.
Unfortunately, cover still is a thing.
Yeah, and there is no way
to ignore that.
Like actually 0.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Executioner like gonna really make waves, but it's cheap.
If it had the Armiger rule,
100%. I would take a Helverin, no questions asked. But it doesn't. It's just not. Yeah, that +1 to wound does not come up very often. Still, it's nice to have. And again, just having one dog be that cheap really helps you do list things. Because your cheapest thing being 140, right? Because like the Stalker and the Huntsman both got cheaper and still cost the same as a Carnivore. So like it's like, oh yeah, Huntsman's cheaper. Sure, I'll take a Huntsman. No, I'm gonna take a Carnivore or my obligatory Stalker.
Oh.
And then the Lord of Dread enhancement getting cheaper is really nice. Lord of Dread just got changed, so it's now pick something in I think the movement phase.
It is
to take a battle shock test. And that
seems good.
15 points is just in every list.
Yeah.
If you're taking this detachment, you're taking Lord of Dread. Just simple. So I'm quite happy with that. I think Chaos Knights are genuinely looking to be a lot more interesting than before.
I agree. They also got the new detachment looks interesting because you can take I guess you could take demons before, but
yeah, I like it.
Chaos Space Marines.
6-man Chaos Bikers got cheaper, and I believe literally nothing else.
Oh yeah, okay.
Boy, that's the impact.
6-man Chaos Bikers, not a because the problem is they don't get any more weapons if you take a 6-man.
Yeah, that's what kills me. I don't know why that happened. I just could not fathom.
If I could take 6 to 4 melta guns,
sure,
it'd be like interesting.
Sure,
but like the problem is like a Chaos Biker doesn't do anything.
Yeah, especially 4 through 6 certainly don't.
No. I mean, they're just like a chainsword. I think they get like +1 strength on the charge now.
Yeah, I mean, like Renegade Raiders, right? Theoretically has like a small number of mounted buffs that don't.
I mean, like objectively, 130 for 6 is not expensive.
Yep.
But like, there's better options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
130 for 6 is very cheap. That's fair. That is.
I mean, like if we're just looking at like a sheer like point per toughness wound.
That like, is about as cheap as
they're very cheap. Yeah.
65 points per 3. So you're paying like 20 to 21.6 points per model.
Yeah.
That is inexpensive.
It is less than 400 points to take 18 of them. Mm-hmm. So that's something, I guess.
Yeah. It's interesting. Dark Angels. The line went up 30 points. I think this was so unnecessary.
He wasn't that good before.
And I get it. They made his sweep +1 damage, which is not a bad change. I'm going to be real honest. Against everything except intercessors, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because his strike is good enough that you're just going to use his strike into almost every target.
Yeah.
Anything that is not specifically a 2 wound, no feel, no pain guy.
Yeah, then you use the
sweep. And yes, he's better at that, but like I'm sorry.
And if you're 1 wound, it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't change
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're doing 3+ wounds, it's that. I'm like, if Line already was fine at killing intercessors because his strike still kills a 5-man squad extremely reliably.
Yeah.
I just don't think the line was good before. I don't think +30 points. I would genuinely, if you told me that I had my choice of today's line or yesterday's line, I would take yesterday's line every time.
That's fair.
I would not pay a 30-point enhancement +1 damage on the sweep profile of Lionel Johnson. Just wouldn't do it.
I don't think I'd pay it either.
Yeah. So it's sad, but it's okay. You know, you don't need every army to take their Primarch. That's a chaos privilege. And
apparently,
it's actually just everyone but Dark Angels at this point.
Yeah, I know.
And, you know, Guilliman.
He's something.
He's a guy. The Death Guard.
They did not get. They got 1 change in this balanced data slate.
Oh yeah.
Mortarion gained Deep Strike.
I mean, fair enough. You could have lied to me and told me he had it the whole time, and I wouldn't believe you.
I kind of thought he did.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think I might have actually played a game with him at one point. Deep Strike.
Strong. Yep.
He flies. He has wings.
No. Yeah, you would have thought.
Death Watch.
Exact same points cost as in their index.
No. Okay.
So because they got their points like a week ago. Or
they just back.
Yeah. Because their points were in the back of the index.
Oh, okay.
And this is exactly that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, which fair enough, right? Glad we didn't have different points for 3 days.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Oh, why? You know our thoughts on Drukhari. Mm-hmm. We thought Drukhari were bad a while ago when they were like the hot thing tearing up the meta and they got a big old whack in the face. And we still thought they were bad. and they just got nerfed again.
130 for 5 Scourges is funny.
You like don't take them.
It's so funny.
They're like what do you do? They're like overcosted
You
now.
take 10 mans to tank.
I guess.
I'm joking.
But like, it's like 4 Dark Lances that like hit on 4s, or 8 Haywire shots with like no rerolls to wound. So like,
Scary in the chat right now. I hope so.
I hope so.
So big Grotesques went up 10. Small Scourges went up 10.
Yep, and the Void Raven went up 20. I mean, like,
the Void Raven was like a Scary special, right?
it was a Scary special. That is pure. That is. Can we just? This should actually just read if you're Scary, you play with 900 points or something like that.
Yeah, 235 is a lot.
It's too expensive
for that
now.
Void Raven.
Yeah, it's made of paper. I also don't think 6-man Grotesques needed to go up. I don't think they were actually that good at 160.
Yeah. They definitely, I don't think, were being abused to the point that they needed to go up.
No.
Racks down 5 is like nice.
It is nice.
And it could theoretically help you with your pain token economy.
Yeah.
Because that's a bit of a problem, as I
It
recall.
is, yeah. You're still like relying on your units to die.
I mean, if you put them on the center objective, your opponent has 2 choices, right?
Yeah.
So it's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, also 55 is just like, I am happy to pay that for goobers I don't care about to go screen and die and score at the same time.
You know what the worst part about the rack is?
That its guns are like almost good enough.
They're almost good enough, and it has 5 different guns.
Yeah.
So you have to roll. They're all like, it's like Gaunt's Ghost, where they have 6 different las carbines, and they're all like slightly different.
It's perfect, I think.
It's like one ignores cover, one is AP1, one is sustained hits, one is lethal hits, or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need rack shooting to ever be good again, if I'm being honest.
No.
I remember.
Yeah.
The first time I had an Armiger get overwatched to death by Nick, it broke me.
Yeah.
That's actually close to average.
It's
how Nick talks when he plays all there.
Yep. Yeah, that's how I talk all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought Drukhari were bad before. I think Drukhari are bad now.
It's a rough place to be.
It's not
just
great.
like all of these units that went up were like
not even like crazy.
none of them were crazy, and they were all like, if you took them, it was like a focus point.
Yeah.
None of these were you take one of. You either took 18 Grotesques or you didn't take 6-man Grotesques. You either took 3 Scourges or you didn't take Scourges. You either took 2 Void Ravens or you didn't take any.
I was really hoping in this they were gonna fix like the succubus's melee or stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they only balance the bad armies, not the good ones.
I know.
Apparently.
It's so sad.
And Scary probably will find a way.
He definitely will.
Yeah,
he definitely will.
No faith.
I mean, like, none of these changes are so substantive that like the Armada is no longer like this is not a massive change, right? You just drop like another unit of Mandrakes and go on with your life.
Turn a Mandrake into a rack.
Apparently, yeah, probably.
Saves you 5 points.
I guess.
All right. Genestealer Cult. Not as many points changes as you'd expect because they
got
took
the big
change.
I have absolutely no idea how impactful or good that chart will be.
I think it's very impactful because you remove the variance of, I got back all of my aberrant.
Sorry, I misspoke. I'm aware that it's really impactful.
Oh, okay.
What I meant was I don't know if this will be a net buff or nerf to GSC players, right? Because like I don't play GSC. I've played against GSC maybe 5 times since their codex came out.
Yeah.
So like
more than me.
I don't have like a perfect frame of reference for being like, yeah, well, I can get 1 squad of aberrants and 2 squads of acolytes, or 3 squads of neophytes, or like
I don't 5
squads of acolytes. So yeah. Yeah.
I think that it's I think that it really smooths out GSC.
It definitely does.
Which is good because it's gonna make them easier to balance in the future.
100%. I mean, part of the issue with GSC was just like, if you played Biosanctic with 30 aberrants and all the aberrants came back and you got to play with 60 aberrants,
that
was a
there's
wildly
nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. Like, you just lose that game. And but that's a wildly different thing than if you play against Biosanctic and there's 30 aberrants and 0 of the aberrants come back and you only play against 30 aberrants. Like, those are 2 fundamentally different armies, and that's just 3 4-up rolls.
Yep.
Like, how many times have you rolled 3 dice and rolled
0 or 3 4-ups? Right?
Yeah,
all the time, often in the same game.
100%.
Yeah, I think this is really good, just like change for the army.
I think they make the army function a lot better.
Yep. The Abominant and the Ridge Runners going up is like painful, but also those data sheets were both great.
Yeah.
I still think you're taking an amount of Ridge Runners.
I completely agree.
I think you're still taking a couple Abominants in Biosanctic, and you're probably not taking them outside of Biosanctic.
Yeah, I mean, you probably just cut 1 squad of acolytes and move on with your life.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Biosanctic lists weren't taking Ridge Runners, and everyone else was taking Ridge Runners, not Abominants.
Sure.
So like, your list kind of went up 60 either way.
Yeah.
is how a lot of this looks. Which is totally reasonable. Grey Knights. Dread Knight up 5. I suspect that's not enough.
I would pay 5 points for full rerolls to hit, John.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I really would do that.
I bet you would.
Man, I was so excited. I was like, ooh, Grey Knights, they get reroll to hit, but they're not going to teleport anymore. And then Jack was like, no, it's actually the flat advance they get rid of. And I was like, oh, my heart and soul.
Yeah, so now the Dread Knights advance in charge instead of move 14 in charge.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah, I think the reroll hits. It is wild to me that they might have made the Grey Knight new detachment might have been better than the old detachment.
Well, the old detachment
was amazing.
Already outstanding. It was one of the best in the game.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's like, hang on, how
Yeah.
how did we make this better? 5 point. This is irrelevant.
Reroll hits and Armor of Contempt getting nerfed is like the Dread Knights.
I know.
They're like,
I know. They're so ready.
They're
right
so
now.
ready.
I am not okay.
Have you seen the movie Pacific Rim?
I've not.
Okay. There's like one of the scenes, I don't know why it's in my head, but they're like realizing that like, I don't know, the humans have been like messing with Earth and that's where the monsters are able to come down. And they're like, we terraformed the planet. They're ready for the aliens. And it's like that for the Dread Knights. Like all the stars have aligned. And it's the time when the Dread Knight is nigh.
Definitely the time of the Dread Knight is now.
Yeah.
5 points up is like an actually irrelevant change.
Yeah.
Right. I know some people are down on the Grey Knight detachment. Fear not, my friends. I think when you play a couple games, you're gonna realize. You know what I didn't catch until it went live like yesterday?
Yeah.
You can charge after the 6-inch deep strike strat. Yeah, it doesn't have a no charge modifier.
That was much less graceful than I expected it to be.
I was exactly as graceful as I expected from you. Yeah, you can just charge after that.
What?
Yeah, so like Crow's Purifier unit can deep strike at 6, shoot and charge at reroll hits and wins.
That's got to be a typo, right?
No, it's just there is no limit. You can just charge.
Okay, I hate that.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
What? I didn't catch that because I was just like, oh yeah, every 6-inch deep strike stratagem has don't charge on it.
Yeah.
So like because the old 3 ones did. Mm-hmm. And I went back and checked after this. I was like, holy crap, did they change all of them? No.
Just that one.
Only the Grey Knights can charge up. And I'm like,
ooh, man, I need to...
Yeah, that is...
Wow, Grey Knights are really good.
That is really... I mean,
really
just like, good. Even just like 5 with Crow, charge on a 6-inch charge and reroll wounds if you connect.
I mean, demons have 6-inch charge and it's super strong, but it's like the thing that they do and they're charging you with like demon data sheets.
Yep.
So it's fine. But man... I mean, even just a 10-man Terminator squad, or Dread Knight, or...
Like, I went and checked the other ones. Other than demons, I don't think any of them allow charging. Because I went and checked, like, Trigons and Inceptors and Stratagems, and none of that allows you to charge. Mm-hmm. But here we are.
Okay, well...
Yeah, Grey Knights.
Good job, Grey Knights.
Good job, Grey Knights. Doop. Agents, I believe, only saw the Allied Vindicare go down 25 points. I... could not care less.
Wow, he went from bad to not good.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, doot. And
it's not Terminators.
Almost no effective shooting.
I think that was being sarcastic.
They got me there. All right, Bonesaw got me.
It is not Terminators. What? Apparently, you can't teach strike Terminators.
It's infantry, not Terminators.
But still, like strikes or Inceptors.
It's Purifiers.
Purifiers.
It's the ones that reroll hits and wins.
That's true. Yeah, okay.
It's Purifiers.
Yeah,
because you're taking 3 of them.
Do they still have the halberds? Like the 4 swords or whatever?
It's 3 attacks each at 6/2/2.
What are the ones with the guns? Is it like the Purgation Squad?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know you can build like 5 different data sheets with the Strike Marine box.
Yeah. No, Purifiers are the ones that have melee and like a psychic shot.
Oh, it's those. Okay.
Yeah. And then they get Crow.
Okay.
And then reroll hits wounds.
Yes. Yeah.
Whenever they want it. It's crazy. Knights, I actually like this change for Knights. Mm-hmm. -10 on both the Helverin and Warglaive, I think is...
The Helverin at 130 is very interesting.
Yeah. And also, I think we're at the point where you stop taking 3 big Knights in Imperial Knights. Mm-hmm. 1, because it doesn't really work that well. 2, because now you can actually fit a good quantity of dogs in. Mm-hmm. They've got that new detachment. I might still like the Warglaives better in the old detachment, honestly. But... I think this is nice that at least, unfortunately, it's like you're getting closer to Chaos Knights where it's like, all right, stop taking the bigs. Pretty soon it's going to be Canis walking the dogs.
Oh, no. I think the Helverin at 130 is also very interesting for allies. Mm-hmm. Just, it's pretty cheap. Get some autocannon shots.
Yeah, and the anti-fly potential
is very good. In a world where there's going to be a lot of fly.
Yep, like Necrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, also Dread Knights, no reason, are inherently toughness 8, so like strength 9 is a good profile there.
Yeah, it is.
Stupid Grey Knights. Votann got cheaper Thunderkin.
Cool.
I don't think that makes them particularly more appealing than before, because they still move like 4 and don't advance and shoot, and they're not long ranged. Why is the Morak still 160? Because GW hates us. Yeah, I'm kidding. They don't, but I think that they're mostly just looking to balance the Games Workshop stuff.
Ooh, we got a classic GW giveth and GW taketh away.
Yeah. So, on to Necrons. 3 Catan going up 10 points each is very reasonable. I think they should go up 10 points every balance day to slate for the next 3 years. Just like... but yeah, give and take is nice. There's so many changes in Necrons. And like, I just have to ask, why are Necrons getting such intricate fine-tuning within the faction? Like, I'm sorry, are we really ready for Wraiths to go back down?
No.
No, I'm not.
I'm not. They can stay high.
I am not at all ready for that. Yeah, it's like we see Wraiths, Necron Warriors, Ophidian Destroyers, Plasmancers, Ghost Ark, and Immortals. None of those are crazy right now. I'm surprised to see 5-man Immortals go down, because I see those quite a bit.
I agree. There's a lot of changes in here.
There's a ton of changes in here, and I feel like for an army that was doing quite well like Necrons, I am just surprised that this many things are getting evaluated within, like, internally.
Yes.
So, like, I look at, like, Tyranids and Genestealer Cult, and, like, and look, I look at my armies, right? Let's go to the chase here. I would expect, or Chaos Knights. I would expect more changes if they were going this thoroughly through Necrons.
Yeah.
There is no universe where they went this thoroughly as they went with Necrons, where they did the same thing to Chaos Knights and none of the Titanic models went down.
Yeah, I mean...
No universe.
2 of the main armies I played, Death Guard and Eldar, just did not get changes at all.
Yeah, like, if you're going to go in there deep enough to determine that Wraiths, bit of a red flag, and
10-man
Plasmancers can go down, you can find 3 Eldar data sheets that are completely unloved right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could have been like, I don't know, Howling Banshees -5 or whatever.
Yeah, just like little things.
Yeah.
Because, like, Necrons were in a good place.
They were in a great spot. And also, like, let's, like, not jump the whatever. An expression where you ignore stuff. The Star Shatter is really good.
Ignoring the fact that Star Shatter is quite good.
Elephant in the room. That's what I was looking for.
Yes.
I had horses and sharks on the brain.
I don't know.
Yeah, know where I was going with that one.
So we have a lot of changes with Necrons. So the Hexmark went up 5. Royal Warden went up 10. That surprises me, by the way. Royal Warden. I know he's good. He's the fallback in act.
Yes.
I like the Royal Warden. I just didn't think he needed to go up in points. Because I don't see him that often. So just an interesting mix of buffs and nerfs. And it surprises me that you see this level of changes internally to Necrons. But here we are. I don't mind it. I just wish they would do that for more people. I see what you have given Necrons, and I want that for me.
I get that.
It's real simple. That's it. I have no complaints about Necrons getting that. Just weird that it's like, oh, what about everyone else?
None of these changes are objectively bad or wrong. Like, they're
none of them are. But like, you're telling me that if you're going to change these 7 data sheets to be cheaper, you couldn't find 1 orc to go down 5 points.
Yeah.
1. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I just don't know if I believe that every single thing on this data sheet was already perfectly balanced. So, speaking of orcs did get a really big buff in the WoG.
Yes, that's huge.
As well, apparently the new Breakaboys are on the Warhammer 40,000 app. So I'm sure those will be on Warhammer Community soon. Warboss up 10 and Warboss and Mega Armor up 10 are extremely reasonable.
Yeah.
The Warboss at 65 was too cheap, I think. But like 75 is not too expensive. It's just really good. Yeah, I mean, I think orcs are actually going to be in quite a good spot. I think the WoG change and the fact that I believe orcs were slightly underrated, and then they're getting a couple new data sheets. We have a new detachment coming for orcs that I don't believe we've seen yet. So there's still quite a few reasons to be optimistic for YOLO orc players. I think the green sun is aligning here.
I agree.
I think just a couple little things, because I don't think orcs were very far from being good. We saw that even when they were bad, they could still like make the top table of LGT. They could make good runs. It's just maybe you need a really good pilot and a little bit of luck, elbow grease to get there. Step on a grot. But like just like small buff Maybe in a detachment. We'll see. Small buff to Wog. Actually, not even small. Very reasonable buff to Wog. All of a sudden, I'm kind of scared for Orks.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and Orks are already perfectly balanced.
Space Marines. This is the big one.
There's a lot of changes here. So it's a lot of the units that got their data sheets changed. So first, Infernus Squad plus 10. I don't know if I'm actually taking these.
So what they got? They got
plus 1 AP.
AP.
Their flamers are now a heavy flame right now for all purposes. And that's good.
Yeah.
So you get an extra point of AP. You go up 10 points. I don't mind it.
I guess they're okay. They're kind of not bad with like Vulcan.
Yeah, but I'm just like not taking, because then they're OC2. But like I'm not taking Vulcan.
I mean, like
I'm not taking
you are ignoring Gulliman and Calgar to get this.
Yeah, I'm
but
not
I
doing
guess
that. 0% chance.
I don't know. They're fine.
They seem just fine.
180 points for 10 Marine bodies is hard to swing unless they're doing something wildly different than.
Yeah, like I don't think like it's good that you get up close and you you flame people.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know if I want to pay 90 for that. I don't hate it though.
No, I mean like they're not terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't think I like it. The battle shock test being infantry only, even though it's now -1, it's not that exciting to me.
Infantry only means it's like not going to affect mounted or beast or swarms or whatever. Yeah,
there's just not that many infantry that are really close to me that I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
We do see heavy intercessors go up 15 points per 5. I think that is a tragedy. Their bolters went to damage 2.
Yeah,
which is cool, but I genuinely don't think that I'm paying 110 for a heavy intercessor squad. I just don't see it.
No. How many points is an Eradicator?
It's 3 Eradicators are 100. So it's 110 for 5 of these. Like, I would have rather they not gone up 15 points and not get the damage. I wouldn't pay... I would not pay 15 points.
I think they just didn't want heavy...
for 8 bolter shots to be damage 2.
I think they just didn't want heavy intercessors to be like so cheap that you just took 1 million of them.
No, that's the only way.
I mean, they probably should get maybe their guns are the same, they get a different rule or something like that. Yeah. I like the idea of they're like a unit that does something, but they're still like, they're 512 now?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's fine.
The unit went from a heavy bolter and irrelevance to 3 heavy bolters, but that's not that scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the +1 to wound, like, but that can go on anyone.
Yeah.
So, if something needs Oath to be good, I'm just like, what do I put Oath on the already good units?
Yep.
Interceptors down 10 per 3, so 20 per 6. That's interesting.
Obviously, they took a
massive nerf. To me, these might be a little overcosted, but they're now better at dealing damage than before, because 6-inch deep strike on your own turn, because if you were going for damage, you were just doing it on your own turn. That is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like 6-inch deep strike gets you where you need to go.
It just means you're not like hunting your opponent's backfield.
No, but you get to hit some good things.
Yeah.
I feel like this was like not quite enough, but I'm glad that they at least got cheaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. If Inceptors, I think only in a few detachments. I don't think they're like sneaking into everything.
If they have a way to go up and down, they help a lot.
Yep. We were talking Furta Squad. Calgar up 15.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't really have a good argument against that.
No, he was too good before.
I really liked him at 185, but that's about the only thing I got.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not going to pay 200.
Yeah.
He's Calgar.
Mm-hmm.
He's still good. Now, lots more changes here that are interesting. Reavers at +5, noticeably better than before.
Or way better than before.
I think that's totally fine.
Yeah.
80 points is the same cost as an Incursor squad.
So they got +1 AP on their knives.
Yep.
And they got the -1 OC aura.
Yep.
Yep.
And they lost their aura of -1 leadership, but their battle shock they cause is that -1 leadership now. So that part's kind of still the same. So here's an interesting comparison. The Reaver squad and the Incursors.
Mm-hmm.
These are both 80 points per 5.
Mm-hmm.
Phobos armor dudes
mm-hmm.
with Scout. They're very similar. The Reavers are 4 attacks, 4/1/1. The Incursors are 3 attacks, 4/1/1, sustained 1. So the output is very similar. Reavers are like just like the barest smidgen more.
Yeah.
But like 1 extra attack not having sustained is like
that's whatever.
Same.
Yeah.
The Reavers don't shoot, and they get the funky combat battle shock and very close range -1 OC. The Incursors, when they shoot something with their bolters, so they shoot slightly more than Reavers, but not crazy. They give +1 to hit, so they support a shooting army better, and they have the Melt-A-Mine, or the Haywire Mine. For my money, I like Reavers, I like Incursors. I think that just like every Space Marine list is going to buy one of those two.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine a list that doesn't have one of those two. And if you're combat with guns, you take Reavers, and if you're guns with combat, you take Incursors.
Yeah. I think Space Marines have a lot of really good options for the like 80-point 5-man unit. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Reavers had precision. If Reavers don't have precision, forgive me. I really thought they did.
They do.
I believe they do.
They do,
Someone's asking, but yeah, I think they do. I think Reavers very interesting. You can do some cool things with them. Like you can take, because they ignore vertical distance and they have deep strike. That's generically very useful. They're also Phobos, so they get some occasional synergy with, like
Random
Vanguard.
Yeah.
You also have decent characters you can join to them. The Reaver Lieutenant takes their no deep -1 OC from 3 to 6. The Phobos Lieutenant lets them do a little fire and fade move after they fire their bolt pistols, which is actually kind of funny because I think you can still charge after it.
You can.
Yeah, it's the only fire and fade in the game that you can charge after, but it's there and it has been all edition. So, okay. So you can do some cool things with this as a good skirmish unit. I think Reavers +5 is very reasonable.
Yeah.
And the rules changes compensate for that. And they don't turn off actions, as in if you're doing an action, you don't fail it if you go to a 0C, but they can stop someone from starting an action if they are in range. Yeah. Gulliman, +60 hurts.
Yeah.
But he also is better than
He's
before.
way better than before.
Pick a second rule and +1 against
wound.
Oath.
Oh, it's so good.
I think you still pay 345.
I think you really do.
I think you do.
I think really
he's
do.
more of a centerpiece of the army, and you can't use him early.
No.
Because if you lose, he's like 2 turns of Gulliman is not worth it.
No, but if you have 4,
But like if he's just staying safe till the end of the game, I mean, that is crazy.
yeah, it's really good.
Gulliman,
Really good.
very strong,
Really,
I
really
think.
good. Yep.
Scouts up 5 makes me very sad.
Yeah.
I thought 65 was fine.
I think that 70, I would rather take Reavers.
Yeah, that's the thing is like 70 points, you are 10 points from a Reaver or an Incursor who also have Scout. You are 5 points away from 5 Assault Intercessors. You are 10 more than an Invader ATV.
Mm-hmm.
Those breakpoints just matter.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Stern Guard veterans up, but they got riddle wounds against the Oath target.
You get Riddle Wounds against the Oath target. This is interesting because they have Dev Wound weapons exclusively.
Yes.
Here's what's killing me with Stern Guard. They are explicitly like only good against the Oath target.
Yes.
Because they weren't good at 90.
No.
And the bump they got is only against the Oath target. But their weapons are Dev Wound, which means the +1 to wound part doesn't factor in at all.
No.
So it's like good against the Oath target, but all normal Space Marine lists are going to have things that are better against the Oath target and benefit more than Stern Guard.
I would rather just be a squad of intercessors.
No joke.
Yeah.
Here's my take on Stern Guard. I think Stern Guard are going to be better in non-compliant chapters. Dark Angels.
Okay, yeah.
Because Dark Angels, as you may recall, are very Oath independent because all of my melee is weapon skill 2.
Yeah.
And so like Oath wasn't a big deal. It was like a smooth things over. And I could see an argument for like 5 Stern Guard with Azrael.
Yeah.
Instead of Assault Intercessors, because that reroll wounds transfers to Azrael. So he still gets the reroll wounds and, to hit and wound in combat against the Oath target that he was doing before if you needed him to. Because like honestly, Azrael's 5-man got Oath more often than my Knights did when I played Dark Angels.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also works in shooting, and the Stern Guard are not in considerable amount of shooting. If you're advancing towards something, you also get that, just a little bit of chip fire as you go in. And then, giving Azrael reroll wounds and shooting is actually quite devastating.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's quite solid.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be worth it in Codex Space Marines.
No.
I just don't think it is. Oriel Ventress up 20.
He was too good.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's fair. You still take him. You don't even blink.
Yeah.
You don't even blink. Wolves, we see Wolf Scouts. I mean, 80 is too much for 5
That's
Wolf
way
Scouts.
too many.
Because they can take normal Scouts.
Yeah.
Wolfing up 5 is fine because the models are...
They're ugly.
Yeah, I don't want to see them. Wolfen are still like good.
Yeah.
But they're not crazy.
No, they're fine.
Nothing crazy there for Space Souls. We still haven't seen their detachment. I believe Tau got the Tiger Shark nerfed and nothing else.
Oh, good.
I could not cry for the Forge Flyer getting mad.
No.
Yeah.
How is it not Legends yet?
Soon.
It's
I don't know.
like every time
I think
it's
they realized they were supposed to.
Yeah.
And they're just going to just price it into not being taken. And then when in 11th edition, the Legends.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. Thousand Suns, literally no changes.
No changes. Wow. Okay.
Tyranids, I think, might be the last army with changes.
Yeah.
We got only drops, which
That's
is
good.
very nice. Let me just actually check that. Did World Leaders? Yeah, World Leaders got no changes. So Tyranids are the last one. Let me do some super chats. So the Trigon down 20, it is gone. The Trigon does not exist. It lost 3-inch deep strike. So like the Trigon isn't a shooting piece.
It's not a combat piece.
No, it's fine in combat.
Yeah.
It's fine in combat. So the cool thing was you could ingress it with 3-inch deep strike and then go hit something. But it was a monster, so it wasn't like easy to hide when you did this. It was big.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it was 3-inch deep striking in a nook or in a cranny. If it touched terrain, it got shot.
Yeah. It's also super tall.
It is super tall.
Yeah.
Like 6-inch deep striking a Trigon is you. Like the Trigon needs a new rule.
Yeah.
Like flat out, the Trigon needs a new rule.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't think 20 points down remotely saves the model. I think the data sheet change is killing the Trigon. I think it's just, it is, and it's fine, but it is not making any of my lists
Ever.
Yeah,
I don't know why you take one of these things.
it has to be cheap enough to walk across the table.
How
Because
fast it move?
8 or 10,
Okay.
probably 10.
That's not great.
Yeah, but it has to be cheap enough to walk across the table. And
Yeah.
it's it's not that tough.
No.
It doesn't have a nibble or anything.
It's like
But,
just
I would actively rather deep strike at 9 and try a charge than deep strike at 6, because its gun is like just not good.
no.
It's fine. Like you'll fire it. It's like 6 boulder shots in a trench coat.
Yeah.
But you just don't care. Now the Norns going down 15 each is nice. Norn Assimilator, pretty cool, especially in Assimilation Swarm. That's a new change. I quite like an Assimilator and Assimilation Swarm right now. It makes sense that the Assimilator is an Assimilation detachment now. Thank God. Emissary down 15, also cool. I'm not the biggest Norn fan among the Tyranid community.
No.
But I think that the 15 points down is appreciated. And then the Assimilator, very interesting in essentially the new detachment of Assimilation Swarm. Because I think Assimilation Swarm is suddenly worth putting on the table.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to play some games with it. I think because it's been a little bit ignored for a while because it hasn't been very good. It got noticeable changes in the balance patch. Tyrant Guard, a little bit cheaper, but 160 is the point for 6, where that's just...
Man, that is
not...
very cheap.
That is
They're
not
like high
expensive.
toughness too, right?
It's T8.
With a 3-up save?
3-up.
Wow. How many wounds are they?
4 each.
Wow, they are.
Yeah, it's 24 wounds for 160 points. At
They
T8.
are thick.
They are
thick.
extremely
Extremely thick.
I am okay with that.
Yeah.
In Assimilation Swarm especially, when you can heal them.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we got to resurrect them.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. That's it for the Munitorum Field Manual.
Nothing super crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But lots of just like good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I mean, again, we saw most of the changes here were in the data slate. Nothing in the MFM makes me mad. It's weird that like not many armies got the comprehensive relook at everything. Mm-hmm. And so it's weird when a couple do, especially when they're good armies. Where I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I was surprised by
again,
some of the...
I just like, it just keeps happening.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Right, like I don't mind armies getting love, but like I'm shocked that you could do that level of changes and then not go to World Eaters and make the Helldrake down 15 points. Like,
yeah.
Like not even like all the things in World Eaters that like actually never get taken, like the Demon Princes.
Mm-hmm.
You could make the Demon Princes a little cheaper.
Yeah.
It would be okay. It'd be okay. It's like 15 points each, like just as like an here you go, something nice. Yeah, I think I would have expected a little bit more out of the MFM. I love the balanced data slate. I love it. And I get they didn't want to pull too many levers at the same time.
I think it's possible you
that.
didn't want to do that, yeah.
But like I feel like there are some things that are so obvious. Like you can just look and say, like, yeah, World Eaters got 0 changes. Minus 15 on both Demon Princes.
I think one thing you
Minus
can also do
10
is
on-
like
yeah.
getting changes is fun to like explore. So like you just pick a unit that's really bad and you give it not enough to make it really good, and you just
Just change it up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like make the World Eater Filer 20 points cheaper.
Who cares?
No one's even gonna notice.
Yeah.
Like, come on, just give us something here. All the filers get down 20. Like, who cares? Yeah, there's a lot of kind of like at the end of this though, there's a lot of really good armies out there right now. So
There's a lot of really good armies.
Most armies I think are in a really good spot.
We're gonna have to see what happens when all of the detachments are out. But the game is gonna be, we have to reevaluate everything.
Yeah,
basically.
seriously. So we've got a couple of super chats here. First two are from Redrum. Who wants the Guard Xmas detachment to be all Tempestus? I do like Scions, so I would not be mad if that happened.
Cool.
They are pretty cool. We'll kind of see.
We'll see what happens.
Also, Redrum says, aren't Orks still highly dependent on going first? Not nearly as much now that because WoG went to the command phase in the Bound City, right? So no, I think Orks actually like going second.
100%.
Yeah, because now you got bottom of turn, all the pressure, no incentive to come out. I'll call the WoG whenever I damn please. Yeah, that is very spooky.
Huge.
Westy has a super chat. Titus plus Stern Guard spicy combo.
Is Titus Legends or is he available?
Okay, so I believe he's not Legends, but I also don't know what his points are. Because so when they first published the datasheet, it was published as Legends, and then apparently they've edited it, and so it's no longer says Legends on the datasheet. But until I see a points cost for him,
until he's in an MFM,
until he's in an MFM, I don't.
I mean, it'd be cool if he could play Titus.
Yeah, I would like that, but like I don't. He's still not in the MFM. I don't know how many points he is. So no,
he gives what, sustained hits?
He gives sustained hits to a unit, and he has a chainsword. He has to be like 40 points to be clear.
Yeah,
and then he blocks my like character slot, so I don't actually think I want to do that.
No,
because I think at the end of the day, it's very unlikely that after I take either Calgar or Guilliman, you're taking at least one of those two.
100%.
And then you take Ventress. I don't know if I really want Titus at that point.
Probably not.
Again, if he is like 30, 40 points, sure.
Yeah.
But let's see. I am we've got a couple more super chats. Azuma Kazuma, Black Templars feeling left out in the rain. They haven't gotten their detachment yet. They didn't get any points changes, but I think that's fair. I don't think the Black Templar data sheets are in any way bad.
I mean, like worst case, you just like take all the good new Marine data sheets and just run those.
Yes, that does just work.
Yeah.
Although you won't take the Librarius Conclave very often, though technically you can.
Wait. Oh, I guess you can. You cannot put any Psychers in it. So.
No, you can't take Librarians. You can take Psychers.
That's sad.
Like Inquisitors. Join them to your Intercessors.
Wait, does that work?
Yes, it's just like why? But like why?
Yeah.
All right, and then Bonesaw is ready with a $5 super chat. I'm wholly convinced some executive at GW is a Necron player who lost his girlfriend to a Drukhari or Black Templar player. Drukhari definitely. Black Templars didn't get anything bad here. Yeah, like the Black Templars have been good a lot of this edition.
Didn't they just like win War Masters like not that long ago?
Yeah. Black Templars are not suffering.
No.
Yeah. But
Drukhari though. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. That's rough. And one more. This is from Gabriel Rao. Thank you so much for the super chat. Funny day to be a Demons and Tau player. Demons can now pay 1 CP to arrive at 6 and not charge, or just use Shadows. Ret Cadre can now pay 2 CP to... Oh, yeah. Ret Cadre, that needs to go to 1 CP. That needs to go to 1 CP.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, Demons, they don't have a great detachment singular right now. So we know that both Tau and Demons have things coming up. So we'll kind of have to see.
We'll have to see.
Red Drum with another super chat. Do you think the changes to vanilla Space Marines is what players expected? I don't know. It still seems you take Ultramarines over any other. Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah.
I think that what happened is that GW balanced the lump of chapters without a codex supplement against chapters with a codex supplement.
They kind of forgot that Ultramarines actually do have a codex supplement.
But they just have a lot of characters. Yes.
Yeah.
Dope. So it is very much Ultramarines are the best chapter. Mm-hmm. Not even close, I think.
Yeah.
You can make an argument for Ultramarines versus Blood Angels or versus Dark Angels or Death Watch, but I do not see any cohesive argument to take Raven Guard or White Scars or Salamanders or Iron Hands or Crimson Fist or Imperial Fist. You can make some builds that are fun. I made a White Scar list that I quite like. It is not as good as having Guilliman and Ventress.
I mean, I think like all of those other chapters are better than they were before.
Yeah.
And are honestly, genuinely, probably quite good.
Yeah.
Right? Because generic Marine data sheets with +1 to wound and whatever their flavor of extra OC is good. I'm going to answer Lol Chaos 13 with 10 super chat because same thing. Mm-hmm. Are Raven Guard back? Like, technically, yes, if you want to run Raven Guard, they
Strike is much better than before.
They are much better than they were yesterday, but they are much worse than just running Guilliman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, same like con, better than before, especially now that Outriders are good. I think you can make a really legitimate White Scar Stormlance that is fun to play and a good army.
Yeah.
But you could put Ventress in instead. Mm-hmm. That's better. You can put Calgar in instead. That's better.
Do you think Raven Guard are better than any of the Codex chapters, the non-Codex compliant chapters? Or White Scars?
Do I think...
Like, do you think plus one to wound is better than having access to Deathwing Knights or Sanguinary Guard or whatever?
I definitely think it's better than Templars. I think is better than Space Wolves.
I agree.
I don't know if it's better than Dark Angels.
I don't know if it's better than Blood Angels.
I think it's right around Blood Angels.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, close. Yeah, I mean, interesting stuff, but
we'll see.
We'll see. All right. That, I think, wraps us up for today, folks. If you like this video, make sure that you like this video. Please share it with your friends, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out the War Room. We are running a list video for every single new detachment the day it comes out, so the Space Marine one's already up. And we're also doing games in the War Room featuring all these new Grot Mist detachments. We had one yesterday, we have one tomorrow, and you can get 50% off if you want to give yourself a little Grot Mist gift. You can get 50% off of your first month of the War Room with the code GROTMIST2024 in all caps.
Yep.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Stay tuned. We're going to be going live with a Space Marine Librarius review in just a few minutes. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.